There's no first anyways. I wish this thing would load. I need that. Thank you. What are you doing?
Doesn't matter, I'm not seeing.
Lucky.
I've been listening to AR-2000 people. Like, what do you think I'm doing?
Man. Anyhow, I'm busy. How am I supposed to do my... I have started.
You just finished loading.
Did you forget that there's a delay?
So let's say you.
Okay, whatever. I'm back. Hurricane Irma's gone. Hurricane Jose's doing whatever Jose does. I don't even know what Katya is doing. Is Katya gone or is Katya still here?
Oh, it's still in the middle of the ocean.
Weird as much. Anyhow, I haven't done this in a while, but for now, the drink sponsor is still Pepsi because I have an abundance of Mountain Dew left over from Hurricane Irma because fuck water, we need to just drink Mountain Dew.
But we drink water.
We did drink water, but that was for different reasons. Anyhow, Pepsi Fire just came out, I think. I don't know. I literally just...
It's not her.
Okay, well, I just saw it on the shelf today while at Publix getting ingredients for dinner so that she could make curry. And this is cinnamon flavored cola. So imagine taking cinnamon and throwing it into Pepsi, and that's pretty much what this is. It's actually not that bad. It tastes pretty good. I think my one complaint is that the second you taste it, the cinnamon comes out your nostrils.
That tastes like your favorite wine.
Yeah.
I think that's fine.
What AR-15 is this from? Technically no AR-15. This is just me trying out new designs and whatnot. But this is what we're going to be working on. So the Handguard is all custom done by me. The upper receiver is based on just a standard AR receiver, and then the lower receiver is based also on a standard AR receiver. So there's really nothing special with the lower and the upper, but the Handguard is all custom made by me. Yeah, this thing was an absolute beast to work on, and not exactly the easiest of things to work on either. But as of right now, it functions completely as it should. That sucks for you. I am sorry for Norwegian laws. These technically aren't even real sponsors. I just like their products, so I will put my name on them. Not to mention, Pepsi also stops entire protests and all the world's problems. So, just saying. Anyhow, this is the AR-15 that we have so far. Basic standard features of an AR-15: working trigger, working safety, the safety fire selector, plus the bolt catch, magazine release, 3-stud wide rails, dust cover, and then the bolt and charging handle will be in here by the end of stream. Something that I usually don't do all the time is the actual working forward assist. So this works basically on just this is a Technic pin that is attached to a button. You can push on this to actually forward assist, basically. It's not honestly that big of a deal. The other cool thing about this model is that this is the first time that I've ever decided to do a field stripping model. So you pull this pin here and this pin here, and the upper and lower come off with one another. I've decided on a monolithic upper receiver basically. Monolithic upper receivers mean that the upper receiver is entirely one piece with the handguard. This is something that you see on occasion, something used on like the AR-AKs and whatnot. The lower receiver is probably my pride and joy of this entire model because it's just such a clean lower receiver. Basically how this worked is I was going for a 3-stud wide magazine well, which has been achieved, but with plates on the side so it's not as thick as a full stud basically. So this is kind of more of a Hopman style lower receiver because this uses more complex methods that are a little bit more difficult to achieve and whatnot. So this also uses this style of slant instead of a brick-based style of slant. As you can see, the amount of detail down here is pretty impressive for my general builds. It's got the slant here, 3-stud wide magazine well, 7 studs long. Magazine release works. You have this little reinforcement piece, I think. On this side, you have the full fence around the actual magazine release. This is what I have for the magazine release itself in terms of button. If I could make this a rounded piece, that would be great, kind of like an oval shape. You push it on this, this side comes out, which just moves this button. It's pretty simple, nothing too special there. Trigger is pretty simple as well, but all of this here is 3 studs wide with just plates built up on the side. The trigger guard's 2 studs wide. This portion back here is 3 studs wide. This is 1 stud, and then the grip will be coming in here shortly. Working fire and safety selector as well. That was an interesting thing to build. Like I said, to pull these pins and the weapon will field strip. The handguard is basically just for show at this point because this would probably not work out in real life. The only reason it wouldn't work in real life is that none of this up here is actually connected to anything up here, basically. So all of this one rail comes back and connects to this point. All of this rail comes back and connects to this point, and then both of these side panels come back and connect to this point. It would be fine if I also made it connect up here, but then I lose the aesthetically pleasing thing of being able to see through all of it. Interesting. So this is like a free float handguard type design. So your barrel will come through here and not even touch the handguard. If I were to actually make it sturdy enough to hold and whatnot in real life, then I need to put a reinforcement piece basically right through here, which I might end up doing. We will see. I don't know just yet. The upper receiver is a little bit more standard. The only thing special about it is that it's all upside down. So this uses a standard method that I learned from doing my 416 and 417, where I use a headlight brick followed by this brick here, which basically makes a total of 6 studs wide, but you can also use cheese wedges as a way to make the slopes and whatnot. So what makes this a little bit different from my 417 is that I actually, on the 417, I put 1 plate here and 1 plate down here before putting the cheese slopes on. But for this one, I put the 2 plates up here on this side, so it makes it easier to come in and cover up these studs on the side by using this, instead of having to place these in the middle of those studs. So I'd open up my options there. Obviously, I'm also allowed to use the Ford Assist here. The Ford Assist was built using some Technic right, and there it's attached down here, and then comes up to here and then sticks out, just like so. The brass deflector is built using just a hinge piece, and then the dust cover is also built just using bar and hinge pieces. That's pretty standard. Bolt hitch works all the same. It's just an L that sticks out right here. Eventually the bolt and charging handle will come into play over here. What?
Where'd you put my headphones?
I put your headphones in your backpack.
Which one?
Your big one. So this is all, like I said, this is all standard stuff. There's really nothing mind-blowing about features. Aesthetically wise, obviously the aesthetics are on point, but there's no features that really stand out. For those of you who are wondering what this is, and that's a sling mount for the tactical of all operators. So it's pretty standard, to be honest. I'm on my laptop. I was building this on my desktop because my girlfriend was playing Civ on my laptop. So I actually have more templates on my laptop than I do is what is on my desktop. So stop. It's not what I meant. There's really nothing that I need to add to this. I haven't decided on a grip just yet, Jim. I think I will be using the AR-15 Tac Light 6-position mil-spec stock, because I think that would go well with the overall design of the Handguard. I don't need the Handguard anymore because I have that. I will keep you new tab, AR-15 wooden furniture, and we're going to see what comes up. Because I saw some interesting images. Not the original like AR-10, but some like custom stuff that people have been doing. Like this looks great because this is a combination of wood and metal in ways that just works really, really well. Anyhow. What? See if they can hear it. So this is a wood essence with wood wick candle ambiance. This scent is forest pine, crackles as it burns. So basically, this is supposed to basically just substitute a small fire in your house. But we got forest pine. We were going to settle on melon, and then she picked up something because she was curious about it, crackling. And that's what we got out of it. It's actually a decent amount of wooden furniture AR-15s out there. Fine.
That is literally in accidents happen territory.
Yeah.
I also didn't like the other one.
Alright, I don't need that anymore. Anyhow. So the stock that I will be doing, like I said, is the, I'll come back to this. I'm back over here. ATI AR-15 Tac Light 6-position mil-spec stock. So that should be a interesting stock to accomplish. This is not a standard buffer tube. So this buffer tube is attached up here using some Technic, and then how all of it's filled in is actually using a method that I never knew I would actually use. It's these are all headlight bricks that are turned to face one another, and then they have one stud that's open. I never knew that I'd actually use this technique. I've known about it for a while, and most people do. I just never thought I would use it, but I actually use it, so it's interesting. Yeah. We are going to attempt to build this stock. The piece that I would use to build it is unfortunately not available, which sucks, to be completely honest. Wow. I could substitute the piece, kind of. No, I can't. Yeah. want to see this on a. Yeah, I don't have a gun to see this on. Oh crap. Let's do. That right there. So we'll get a baseline of what we can and can't do just yet. I also want to see exactly where I stand if I do this, which is honestly fine. So we'll take in this here, this here. We'll see how this goes. This gun has been mostly experimentation on my part, so once we start having CUDA flashbacks or R4C flashbacks, we know we're getting somewhere decently close to being insane. So I want this is a geometric shape more than it is an organic shape. So I should be using these, but I don't want it to be overpowered. So can I do a 5 stud wide instead of what I have going on now? If I do 5 stud wide, we should be able to accomplish some more something. We will see. Do just slap a 3 right here, get rid of you, copy you down here, like so. And then take So the hurricane wasn't too bad. A lot of people were flipping out about the hurricane being bad. My dad didn't think it would be bad. He was right and wrong at the same time. I will have another video uploaded sometime soon talking about this, because I took pictures of the damages. That we didn't really have too much damage on our end of the place, the house, and the neighborhood. Some people definitely had it worse than what we did, but we didn't have it too bad for where we're at. It could have obviously been a lot worse than what it was. We could have been further south. Further south got slammed harder than what we did. Tampa, Miami. The Keys got, I'm pretty sure, eviscerated by the storm. And if they didn't, then they have a lot of work on their hands to start rebuilding, because it probably flattened most of the Keys. Yeah, this is not going over the way that I want it to. The scariest moment, if there was one, was a branch that dragged across the living room roof. I was sleeping in the living room with her, and just in the middle of the night, one of the neighbor's trees branches just snapped and then came down, and the wind had it. So when it came down, it came across our roof of the living room. It just made a really loud scraping noise, but we were fine. The house has about $30,000 worth of what are known as hurricane-proof windows. Basically, what that means is they will stop a 2x4 doing 100. So any form of tree branch and whatnot would have been fine at the windows. Most of the house is brick as well, so anything that is trying to get through brick is not going to have an easy time. Brick is a lot better at supporting the weight of things as well. So, for example, if a tree actually had come down on top of the house, the brick would have stopped it before it had actually hit the house itself, like going through the roof. It would have made a hole, yes, but it wouldn't have gone all the way through the roof entirely, so we were fine on that department. A lot of loose branches outside after everything was said and done, but really nothing too major that we couldn't take care of. Where is this? We are going to take something. The one other scary part is that the lake actually came up so high that it was at the bottom of the dock. That was interesting. It was on the dock at a different portion. I'm going to grab the R4C stock instead. The R4C stock is better. Is the R4C on the desktop? The R4C is on the desktop. File import. I just need a baseline to start working with, and the R4C is a good start. Etch stock, right? So, yep. This is the old AR-15 lower that I used, which was a standard lower, but it's a lot more basic. 2 stud wide, 4 stud wide. Mag was 5 stud wide instead of just being plate built. This upper receiver uses the same technique that I did, except the other one where these plates have to be like really carefully set up. And then this uses a brick built slant thing instead of just the actual like really smooth clean curves that are these, which is fun to do. But this uses a different style of handguard that is more interesting, to be honest. So standard build here. Let's go ahead and delete this out. Interesting. Delete. And delete. And delete. Alright, so now we can use the top of this for what we need. Interesting, I did not use that color. Alright. How do I get this onto here? And I don't think that these can be here.
What comes out in October?
What comes out in October? What? Yeah, but that's ages from now.
October's next month.
That's ages from now.
It's already like.
That's literally like waiting on BoJack all this time.
It comes out October 14th.
Do you think you could? Do you think you could wait that long, Yana?
No, it's the 17th.
Do you think you can wait that long?
Yes.
No, you can't. Don't lie to yourself. We both know you can't. Do not throw something at me.
I wasn't.
Okay. Do you need something?
I need you to really think about what you just said.
It's forever from now.
Bro, you said that I would understand if it was like August. What is September?
I'm straight up telling you, this is ages from now.
Mm.
You're not gonna believe me, but like 2 days from now, you're gonna be like, damn, he was right. Why is this taking so long to come out? What?
I was thinking about throwing something at you.
Don't throw something at me. I told you not to.
Well, I was looking for something soft because then you wouldn't get mad.
No, I'm gonna get mad either way. I told you not to, and you're still gonna do it.
Oh, you still whistle at me sometimes.
I really try not to, though. The hell?
I had to say something and tell you because you've been doing it so often. Remember that?
Oh, that's 3 down. That's why.
Because I brought this up when we first started dating. The whistle thing. You hear a squeak?
My phone go off. What?
You're fine.
I heard my phone go off. Marcus sent me a text. The closest thing that I could do to making the buffer tube more circular is actually using circle pieces. There's a couple different ways to make circular shapes out of Lego. So the first thing would be to take a look at what circle pieces you could use. So obviously, we have the standard 2x2, we have the 1x1, and then followed by the 4x4. So generally speaking, when I do, like when I did the AAC Honey Badger stock, which I can grab out of here to show. When I did the stock here, right? You have this is the standard buffer tube shape that I do. This is just a little bit flattened and stuff. But anyhow, putting the 4x4 on it right here on the back of the Honey Badger stock, you can see that it fits relatively well in terms of that circle shape. And the problem is there's really the best way that you could make the adjustment actually work is by using this version of it, which means you really need to make sure that your holes align almost perfectly. The other problem with doing this is that it is very difficult to make an AR-15 stock that fits around this piece well. The best way to put this is to import the Honey Badger. So this is the second Master Edition Honey Badger that I did. This has certain improvements over the first one. But you can see that for the integrated suppressor, how I did this is that this portion of the handguard appears upside down and this portion down here is upside down. But this is a really bulky handguard. This is not at all a thin and small handguard that needs to be designed. So building a stock around this piece itself is next to near impossible, and I'd go to say a little ludicrous for what we're doing. That would be a couple different options. The 1x1 and 2x2 are obviously out of scale, but the 4x4s are probably perfect to scale in terms of this buffer tube. They're just a little difficult to work with in this context. I could try at some point in time. The benefit of doing these is that if I could use these instead, the 1x1s with the holes in the center, I could actually make a working buffer that slides in between here, and then I could use the actual flat pieces themselves here and here to reinforce it so that they stay together. On top of being able to use these pieces, the problem with doing this is that, once again, doing stock adjustments would be next to near impossible because you couldn't, there's no way for a stock to lock in on these pieces anywhere at all. Though this would be an accurate representation of what a buffer tube is, I just cannot do that. So the next logical piece for people who do circles would be tires. The best tire that I could think of would probably be this. This is 3x3, so this is slightly smaller than an actual buffer tube would be. Buffer tubes are more along the lines of the 4x4. The problem with doing these is that when you stack up a whole bunch of these together, you have these lines that form, and this is another one of those things where it's hard to have actual stock adjustment come into play because there's no way for you to actually adjust them. So then you would scroll down looking through more tires, more towards the 4x4 section. These looks to be a little bit wider than 4x4. No, this might just be 4x4. We'll check. So I think because this is shifted over just a little bit, I think this is relatively close to being 4x4. Yeah, I think that's relatively close to being 4x4. Again, the problem with doing something like this is that there's really no place for you to make an adjustment piece for that at all, which is the problem. If there was a way to adjust it, that would be better and easier to do, but unfortunately there isn't. After that, I could try an octagonal buffer tube, which would look better because it would be smoother. It wouldn't be just these jagged edges, kind of like a health cross. It would have actual shape to it. I think the problem with that is that would be incredibly difficult to do, and I don't think I could ever do it. I would basically have to do something like this with this up here. Probably do something like this. Yeah. And no, because that sticks up too high there. I think from a brick-based perspective, this is about as close as you will get to a circle. Of course, the problem with this is that this is wider than what it is tall, and to make it taller, you'd get into some scary territory using the actual brackets themselves to try to figure out how to make that work. So, as for making it more circular, I don't think I could, but there is always a way for me to figure it out. So if we were to do some research, the research that we'd be looking for and the inspiration behind this model would be Christopher Hotman. Christopher Hotman is pretty close to perfection in terms of building Lego weapons. So a while back, he was working on an AR-15 weapon, and then stopped because I want to say he ran out of pieces. Yeah, he was working on the 416. So if we take a look at Desert Eagle, I guess this is the closest one. If we take a look at this video and read it so we don't get copyrighted because he plays music. Oh, thanks. I'm waiting for a good view of this buffer tube. Oh, that's right. His buffer tube was actually 3 studs wide. Yeah, which is way complex. Um, mm, yeah. I really don't think there's a better way to do the buffer tube at this point. I just really don't. So I wish there was, but I don't think I can think of any way to do it better. So we're going to come through and delete everything out of here. Should be all of that. All right. I really don't want to mess with any of that, to be honest. What? This up here? Why?
I forgot you were streaming for a second.
How'd you forget? You're not supporting me?
I'm supporting you now. I found out one of my favorite K-pop groups decided to come back, like, tonight.
They're more important than me?
No, I found that out because I wasn't on the stream.
See the type of stuff that I have to deal with? She does this all the time.
I brought you food.
Yeah. They're pretty good too.
Well, like, I cooked you dinner.
You did cook me dinner. She cooked curry tonight. It was pretty good. Just like supporting me would be.
I'm watching the stream.
Only after I had to say something about it.
I was already back on it.
How could she? This betrayal cannot be stood for. Who's extra now?
You!
Not me.
You're so dramatic. This delay is kind of getting to me.
How long is the delay?
It's like a little under a minute.
It's not that bad.
It's not. Oh my god. That's because it's like we just were talking. Now it's playing in my head again.
Can you not?
It's literally been my life.
That song gets stuck in your head way too bad.
At least you don't have to hear it on repeat. Do you know how many times Khaleesi clicks through the same 3 videos?
Probably every day.
I literally was like, you know what, Khaleesi, give it to me. And I played something else. I turned on a little educational playlist because I couldn't deal with it anymore.
Did she listen to it?
Yeah. She likes the Baby Shark song.
Did she have a choice?
No. When I give her choices, she keeps playing the same 3 videos. She's either playing the Daddy Finger songs or trap music.
Did you say trap music?
Yes, she likes Kendrick Lamar.
Who got her into Kendrick Lamar?
I don't know. But she likes Kendrick Lamar.
Dang.
Which I can deal with when she listens to trap music. Because it usually leads to Bodak Yellow, which I feel on a personal level.
You could feel him.
Cardi B
Who?
is a female.
Who?
Cardi B. The song Bodak Yellow. It makes me feel really hype.
I thought that was that name.
No.
It's not their name?
The name of the song is Bodak Yellow.
Okay.
Her stage name is Cardi B.
What's her real name?
I don't know. I don't care.
How do you support these people and not even know their real name?
Because it's their stage name. Why do I need to know their real name?
What if they're a terrorist?
That's on them then.
That's on them?
Yeah.
Bro, wait.
It's true. It's not my problem, as long as they don't kill me. I'm pretty sure if they're a terrorist, they'll get arrested eventually. Or killed. It's not my job.
Bro. What?
You don't know real people's names.
Like who?
I don't know.
Exactly. Got him.
So you know the name of every single YouTuber you watch.
Jose, save me. mm,
You think Jose can save you, Philip?
yes.
Jose can't save you.
Yes, he can. Quick, Jose. Oh God, we're going back to that dead meme. That meme is so dead. It's gone.
You The only meme that's technically dead is Harambe, Philip.
He's not even dead.
Harambe is dead.
No, he's not. He went to wherever Michael Jackson and Elvis went.
Hmm?
He went to wherever Michael Jackson and Elvis went.
And Tupac?
No, Tupac went to a completely different spot.
That says Tupac's not dead.
That's because Tupac is better than all of them.
Michael Jackson was really good. What?
No, I wasn't.
Are you you didn't like Michael Jackson?
I know one song by him, and that's it. And it's not even the version that I know and like is not even the version that he played.
Yeah, so you need to shut up. That means you don't know. Michael Jackson was good at what he did. There was a reason he was a living legend.
Yep.
There was literally a full reason he was a living legend.
You sure it's not because his skin went from black to white, and
Yes,
then
because he was a living legend as a child.
Also accused of molesting a crap ton of kids?
Yeah, he was accused of it.
And see,
And some of the kids, when they're older, came back and said their parents forced them to do it.
well, careful with my language there. Said accused.
I know, I'm saying a lot of the kids, when they were older, like our parents told us to say it.
Damn
It was
shame.
literally because of his music. In fact, the things that you said was the reason why people thought he was going to complete his career was going to go down and just into the. But it didn't, because at the end of the day, he stayed true to himself and made good ass music. There's a reason why cover bands cover his music. You haven't even heard his version of the song, and you're saying his music's not good. That's like you and your food thing. I don't like this when you've never tried it. Remember when you said you didn't like pomegranate?
Yeah.
And now what are you eating right now?
I've only had a few, but pomegranate.
That's what I thought.
Can you help?
Who, Jose?
Oh, you. Can you help me with the pomegranate? Is that a no? Oh, fine. Let's see how it is. Answer Jose over me.
But it's not where I can reach it.
Right there?
I didn't even answer Jose.
Hmm?
I didn't answer Jose. What?
I'm a little suspicious of Jose now. I think he's been stalking me.
That's what I was just thinking, honestly. Like, oh my god. What? Ow.
We're not even kidding. Like, we've literally been watching Naruto. I really want her to see all of Shippuden.
You say that like I haven't, like, I've been watching Naruto longer than you have. I just stopped watching it after my favorite characters died.
I literally said all I wanted for you to do was watch all of Shippuden. Which implied you didn't get through all of Shippuden because you stopped.
Did you get through all of Shippuden?
I did get through all of Shippuden.
What happened at the end?
They fight Madara, they beat his ass after getting their asses beat, and he drops 2 meteors on them, and after that point, Naruto and the Nine Tails become one, and then Naruto basically turns into the freaking sage person. Oh, what's his name? The guy with the white hair. He has beads around them, carries a staff, controls all the tailed beast. Oh, man. How did Naruto lose his arm? Because he's a freaking idiot.
You haven't seen it all.
He I want to say he used one of the chakra bombs and like shoved it into someone's face, and then that person was like, "Ho ho ho."
Joke's on you. The ending, Philip.
What about it?
There's another part after that where Naruto and Sasuke fight at the very end, and that's when Sasuke finally stops being as angsty. And him and Naruto both both him and Naruto don't have one of their arms.
Yeah, and then their blood makes a heart. Yeah.
Does it?
Yeah.
I've actually seen it. I just know. How
Okay,
they
well here, I'll pull up a picture. Naruto, Sasuke, heart, blood, images.
What's Obito's real name?
Obito's real name is Tobi and or Madara.
That is not.
Did they censor it?
No, it's a manga.
First off, I typed in Naruto, Sasuke, heart, and blood, and this is the first image that pops up. I'm telling you, this is straight up meant to be a heart.
Anime. The anime probably made it so it was shaped like a heart, remember?
No, because I was reading the manga.
Maybe you saw it as a heart.
Huh.
They don't censor the manga.
Damn shame. Who is this?
That's if
Interesting.
she's Sui. She's Sui. The name's familiar.
Well,
I think that's.
What about Obito?
I was like, maybe that was Obito.
Who?
The guy. But his name is Shusi. Maybe it's Obito's dad.
Shisui? The Uchiha?
That's who he is.
Who are you talking about? I'm lost.
The guy that you were like, who is that?
He's not a Uchiha. No.
That was
No,
an
no, no, no.
Uchiha.
No, 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 no.
Shisui is an Uchiha.
No.
What?
Not him. That's not who I'm talking about.
Who are you talking about then? Because that's the picture you made big.
There we go. Found it. It came to me. Sage of the Eighth Paths. This is who I was talking about. This is who Naruto becomes.
That's not what I was talking about.
This is what I was talking about.
I like how you're changing the subject.
I didn't remember his name. It literally came to me. Itachi's BFF. That's funny because, you know, he kills.
He has to get the Mangekyou.
Yeah, the guy he has to kill in order to hit his Sharingan. Yeah. Why can't Itachi just be happy, Yana?
Because it's an angsty show where everyone has to be unhappy. It's the ninja way.
It's not the ninja way.
Before Naruto it was. I'm putting the seeds in the Tic Tac thing. Because they hurt my teeth.
Okay.
Oh god, I forgot these were in there.
What's in there? Oh, yeah. Man. What a surprise that probably was.
What up?
Who?
Okay.
Did he call you?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
Ugh.
You're bored. You want to include it? Someone did the numbers. I think it's like 41 seconds. Good. Yeah.
This is my life now.
I think we're right before Gara does his thing with the everything.
We're in the middle of the final round of the tuning exams. Sasuke and Gara literally just began.
It hasn't even started yet.
Sasuke and Gara literally just began.
Why must it still be?
We were in the middle of them starting when my grandmother was like, I want my TV back, and then took the TV.
We only watch it when I'm here, which is only the weekend.
Wait. It's not just only the weekends, but okay.
Well, usually it's the weekend. Yeah, the only thing was a branch dragged across the roof while we were asleep, and I thought the roof was caving in. Oh, we saw it. I saw it fall from the roof at the very end. Wait, no. I asked Philip what happened, and he told me. I was at his house. They have a generator.
Don't you laugh?
Mine weren't though, because my mom had electricity and Wi-Fi and everything, but I stayed here.
Don't make it sound like it's a bad thing, because you know it wasn't. You enjoyed your time here, and you fucking know it.
My mom is one of them.
Some petty shit over here.
I believe it. I saw one of the lines still down. That's true. Yeah. It was really hot.
Wasn't.
Huh?
We had fans.
When the fans weren't on,
So?
they were complaining the most.
Yeah. I really don't like it being hot.
I'm trying to eat pomegranate, but it's not working.
This is what it looks like so far. I don't know if I'm going to stick with this stock, because this stock seems to be a little fat for what I'm trying to do. So I might just say screw it and leave the R4C stock on here, because the R4C stock actually looked pretty decent.
Okay. Actually, I didn't hear what you said, but I just agreed to whatever you said. Ooh, when you say more people, who do you mean?
I'm not going to try a skeleton AR. I've seen plenty of skeleton ARs and really don't feel like doing a skeleton AR.
I'm on here.
See you later. Bye. Thanks for coming and stopping by to see.
He's always doing something. I'm pretty sure he lives somewhere else. We haven't. Me and Philip were talking about that. That sounds fun.
Don't you say nothing that you'll regret.
All we've been doing is working.
Don't you say nothing that you're gonna regret.
Why would I regret it?
Don't agree to anything.
I won't. Okay. Oh, that's what you mean.
Mm.
Because I'll plan something and I'll be like, ooh, but do I want to? Because I'm lazy.
No, not even, because you don't want to be around other people.
I probably want to be around you. It is. I was like tripping earlier. It's called insanity. We're all on the weekends.
Don't get, no.
Everybody knows that.
Stop encouraging him.
Hey. He's offended.
I don't give a shit.
I know. Language. That one day was literally just a bad day because like Philip had a really long day that day. I hear it. He doesn't really see anything from it anyway.
Stop.
Didn't like my shade.
No. I'm not liking any of what you're doing right now.
Are you actually upset?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Sunday. Oh my god, I had someone's birthday today and I completely forgot.
Oh, shame.
She never told me what time it was, so whatever. You see his grumpy face better than I do. I was trying to figure out what we're gonna do for Halloween.
Nope. Nothing.
You seriously don't want to do anything?
No, fuck them.
Would you prefer I go by myself?
We both know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, because if I go, you go.
Not gonna happen.
If you can come up with something better to do on Halloween. He hates everybody.
Equally. I don't discriminate.
Anyway. He's just been in a mood. I think he has PTSD from that time you guys literally left him. And then you know the whole beach thing.
You were there.
I was there for the beach. I wasn't there for the Halloween. Yeah. I got like a look back for it and I was like, yeah. I wish I knew how to pick out pomegranates better. There was a.
What?
Oh. Deja vu is a scary thing. Oh, my video was making fun. Do you still want to do? So you just want it to be us for Halloween?
Yes. Told you that.
Talk to you later. Bye, bruh. Oh, would you mind if I do these pomegranates at you?
Yes, I would.
Are you mad at whatever I do at this point?
No.
I feel like that.
Just stop throwing things.
I haven't thrown anything.
You threw Pella at me the other day.
That's because you deserved it.
You didn't even do anything.
Yes, you did.
You didn't.
I'm pretty sure you said something slick.
No, I didn't.
You did. You always say something slick. You know, fruit. We're literally like eating the uterus.
Okay.
Because that fleshy layer is like the nutrient the mama provides the baby.
Okay. I'm not shaking.
That's fine. I just think about that a lot. Did you blow the light out?
No.
The candle's out. Maybe that's why tensions are high.
Because my room didn't smell good.
We lost our ambiance. A mood maker. Think we've been around each other too much.
No.
You want to sound tired of me.
I'm not tired of you.
No pomegranate?
No.
You struggled so much
With what?
putting a seed in there. There's vegetable oil in the Mountain Dew.
Why are you reading that?
So it's just sitting there. I want to enjoy the flesh, but it hurts my teeth.
The what?
The flesh of the pomegranate. But the texture isn't bad, it's just so small. The texture reminds me of citrus.
Why?
I don't know, like the little pieces, individual pieces of fruit. That's kind of what it reminds me of. Is pomegranate a citrus? What's pomegranate? Is pomegranate a citrus? Oh, pomegranates are classed as a berry.
Okay.
The more you know. It is high in vitamin C though. I guess it just lacks the citric acid. Why is pomegranate considered a berry?
You find anything?
I'm looking. Its name literally means seeded apple.
Well, it's definitely seeded.
Oh, it originally is from Iran.
Okay.
What classifies them as berries? Kiwis are berries. So, a berry is a fleshy fruit without a stone produced from a single flower containing one ovary.
What?
Berries. One second. So berries they're not like, they are produced from a single flower, but with only one ovary. And they're slightly different than, they don't have a stone. So the stones have multiple ovaries, while the flower that makes the pomegranate only has one.
Alright.
Other berries, grapes, currants, tomatoes, cucumbers, eggplants, bananas, and strawberries and raspberries are not berries at all.
Okay, so what are they?
Hmm?
What are they?
I don't know.
Both like and dislike how the stock looks.
And most berries are herbal.
This, it looks great, all skeletonized like this. I did a good job on it, but it doesn't, it's not working the way that I need it to. It's too fat, basically. So, instead, we'll just use the R4C stock.
It's not a berry because the seeds are on the outside. It is an aggregate accessory fruit.
Aggregate accessory fruit?
Yeah, because the ovaries are on the outside. They're part of the rose family. Raspberries. And there's blackberries. Overall, I'm saying they produce many species. And they both have like bones in the name. They're aggregate fruit, like the strawberry is. So they're the same family as the strawberry. Aggregate fruit.
Okay.
Oh, it was bigger. You know, does that mean pineapples are fruit?
I don't know. I thought they were fruit.
I didn't think they were because they don't have seeds. But I don't think eggplants have seeds either.
I thought eggplants were vegetable.
But it was with the fruit family. I think I just saw it's a berry. It might be a berry. Wait, never mind. It is a fruit though. It says it's consisting of polished berries.
I don't
It's a berry.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
And it's a fruit. Eggplant is a fruit. And it's a species of nightshade. Potatoes are fruits too.
Potatoes aren't fruits.
Potatoes are a kind of berry.
They are starches.
They're a kind of berry.
Starches.
Kind of berry.
Starch.
Kind of berry.
Okay.
It's a starchy berry.
Hmm.
Tomatoes are berries.
I think this is a good stopping point for tonight. We'll finish up doing the grip some other time, but the grip is going to be a little bit more difficult. It's 3 sets wide instead of just standard 4, so that should be fun. Magazine should be pretty standard AR-15 style magazine, and the barrel should be pretty standard as well. And then we'll find some sights to put on it and continue with our lives after that. So this is everything that we have so far. It's a little bit of a cop-out to use the R4C stock that we had from Ash's loadout from Rainbow Six Siege. It fit really, really well after a couple different modifications though, which is nice. This doesn't connect anywhere. That is a problem for another time, I think. Anyhow, this is what we have so far. I actually kind of really like the two-tone look that we're going for as of now. We could, of course, change it up to an orange followed by a dark red, like so. That, or one of my favorite camouflages is actually something more along the lines of this. These two colors just work really well together for some reason. Something else that we could do is something that I did with the CMMG Mutant and then the Vector, the brown and the blue, which works pretty well together somehow. I honestly don't know how. Though I'm kind of liking what's going on with this. Instead of the tan, we could do something yellow-based, gold-based, like so. Get something that looks a little gaudy. We do the opposite of a red and do the darker blue. Those colors fighting each other. Or we could have the complement, which is the green, which goes with the red. Yellow goes with purple, so if we do a bright lilac upper, then a bright yellow lower, those two fit together quite well. Orange and blue go with one another, orange lower, blue upper. The brightest orange followed by the older, lighter blue. One of my least favorite color combinations. That works surprisingly well. Do a white with it. I really want a darker color though. We can do pink. I literally just said that I wanted to do a darker color and then went instantly for pink. I don't really use dark blue in many things. I'm going to chime in at the very end. really don't use those colors all too often. I think we'll go with that, actually. That'll make for an interesting look. I'm going to go ahead and close the dust cover. There we go. And that will be all for the stream. So remember, follow me Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and my website, bluejaymaster.livia.com. I need to update that. I gotta work in time to do that. Anyhow, I'll see you guys later. Oops.